Good day, traders. Hope you guys are good and welcome to this week's segment of our weekly market breakdowns. So without wasting any time, let's get straight into it. We're going to start by looking at GBPNZD on the weekly. So straight from the bat, you can see that we have an imbalance over here. And I think we spoke about it in the previous market breakdowns. Basically, we have a supply area right here that hasn't been tested. And we recently taken liquidity from this level right here. All right. So this zone over here is confirmed because it has broken through an opposing supply, opposing demand, and also it has broken through this opposing demand, right? When it comes to zones being controlled, we have this strong, well, we have this weak demand zone over here, which I'm not gonna highlight for obvious reasons. But if we go to the lower time frame, what I want to see is a change of sentiment, and which we can see right here. If you zoom in, you'll see that we had a change of character over here, followed by a break of structure, confirming the shift in sentiment, right? I think that we're probably in too late with this trade, right? We were supposed to buy here, but like, I think we have an opportunity to jump onto this trade because there's still a long way to go. But yeah, we have this daily zone right here that was tested, and now it has been tapped into. Like, I don't know what to say. We had a zone, had orders are filled, went back to the source, and now we're going all the way up, right? So if we look at that weekly supply level, we have this nested supply zone that we should be retesting. So from where we are right now to where the opposing supply is supposed to hit, it's probably 750 pips. So that's why I said there's a lot of space. If we're looking for the best opportunity, our best bet is to look for them on the lower time. We have a change of character here, or a break of structure over here, and we have that order block right here that hasn't been tested. We can see if we zoom in a bit that the market left the zone with a strong impulse and has left a lot of unfilled orders. We also have this failed supply level over here, right? And then we also have this area of liquidity. So the market took this liquidity right here and could possibly use this area, right, to continue to upside. So remember, from what we saw in higher time frame, our mandate is to buy. So the first area where I'm planning to buy is actually this level right here, and then our take profit will be at the opposing weekly level. But also we have this level that's nested. So if we look at this level right here, it's within a high time frame zone. Then right here, I'm just waiting for a return to an order block, right? So these are the two levels where I see potential buy. If we zoom in, if we zoom out, if we zoom out, they should look like this, right? But yeah, this is what I see on GBPNZD. Let's move on to another pair. All right, similar to what we saw on GBPNZD, even on NZD, AUD, I see a buy opportunity. So basically we had this equal lows over here that the market used as liquidity, right? Obviously, this was a liquidity grab because we had a strong rejection and price started pushing towards the upside, right? That's all you have to see. And then if we zoom in a bit, you'll see that we have imbalances towards the upside. So there is incentive to go all the way up to fill in these orders, right? One final thing that I want you guys to note is that we have this weekly supply zone. So on the higher time frame, we see that we have a grab of liquidity, right? We have price trying to push up. We have incentive in the form of unfilled orders, and we have an untested and a fresh supply zone. So what we're looking for on a lower time frame is a change of sentiment, right? A clear indication of a change in sentiment. So if you look right here, we had this liquidity grab over here, and then it went into the zone over here, obviously. And now we have this demand zone, not really confirmed. So I'll leave it. Another area of demand potentially is this one. Although I don't like the fact that we don't have a strong departure away from it, right? We have a change of structure over here, a change of character here, right? So like I said, we had this push, broke previous structure, and then consolidated, created liquidity, took out this liquidity, and now we have a strong push towards the upside. So for me personally, I'm waiting for the market to take out this area of liquidity. And if it takes out that area of liquidity, then it means this right here, this zone right here, will be confirmed as an area of demand. But for now, it's not confirmed as an area of demand. Why? Because we don't have a break of structure, number one. Number two, we don't have a consolidation away, right? So we have that area of liquidity, but then we also have this opposing supply. So because everything for me is leaning towards the upside, I want us to break, okay, I want us to use this area as our first take profit, right? And then if we are able to break through it, we're going to use this level right here as our second take profit, right? So that's what I want to see. I want to see it break out of this level right here. So if you go to the lower time frame, you'll see that there was a break of structure here, and then there's an order block here, right? So this order block is nested within that higher time frame zone. The reason why this is so important to take note of is the fact that if the higher time frame zone is not confirmed, then it means the zone, the chances of it being valid are much more slim. You get it? So because we have the weekly cycle where we can anticipate a bit of manipulation before the market goes into its intended direction, I can at least count on the market to at least take out this liquidity before going towards the downside. And if that happens, this is what I see happening, right? So yeah, hope that makes sense. If we go back to the higher time frame, remember we want to see a breakout of this area right here. And also we want to see a consolidation away. And then we can do the most. But yeah, these are my sentiments on GBPAUD. Let's move on to another pair. Right. Now we are on EURJPY, and I just want to start on the monthly. Now, if we look at the monthly, we have this demand zone that is in control, right? And we recently took liquidity from this level right here. We have an opposing level of supply, and then even if you go towards the upside, there's imbalances in the supply. So there's definitely incentive for us to go all the way to that upside. Let's go to the lower time frames. So what I see on the lower time frame is that we had a break of structure. We have this fresh weekly demand that hasn't been tested, right? Firstly, like I saw that the market tried to form an area of demand right here. As you can see, we have a strong departure, consolidation away and a retest, right? That zone has broken structure and all of those good stuff. But I think the main thing about it is that it's not ideally located, right? If we look here, we have the supply being tapped into. So the supply is currently in control. You get what I mean? So that's why I said, in comparison to this level, it's not ideally located. So higher time frame zone is in control. If you're trading counter trend movements and there's a higher time frame zone in control, what do you want to see on a lower time frame? At least evidence of a change in sentiment. So that's what I want to see on the daily and the 4-hour. Now, on the lower time frame, there is no like a real break of structure, but like we have this confirmed daily supply. And maybe the problem is that price didn't go all the way. We have liquidity over here. And after, because they're equal highs, you can see them. And after taking liquidity, maybe on a Monday, it's going to come into this level and then take it out. And then we will go to the lower side, right? But we have that zone and we know that it's confirmed. Why? Because it has broken this opposing level of demand, right? We still have our areas here of liquidity, which maybe will act as a, what can I call this area? Because there's this opposing zone here, right? There's this opposing zone right here that the market still has to break, but has no, like the chances of it holding are not that much, or they're not that strong, like when we compare where it's located compared to this high time frame zone, but it's still a zone that's in control. So I guess what we want to see is market create a lower high, and then we want to see the market take out the opposing zones, right? Yeah, so I mean, it's all good and well, and we could probably get an entry from this zone right here, but like I said, we still haven't gotten like a decent amount of confirmation that indeed this thing is going down. Maybe what I'm suggesting is a conservative approach, right? Maybe it's too conservative, but that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Remember, counter trend movements in comparison to in comparison to momentum trades have lower probability. So yeah, this is what I want to see. Maybe maybe I should have said a strong lower high, because this could be a potential lower high, but until it breaks through an opposing level and until it breaks a low, it's not like a strong high. You get it? So yeah, if we can get those two things, maybe something like this, I don't know, and then we can sell. And then don't forget, from the weekly market breakdown that I posted a few weeks ago, we actually anticipating buys on the zone. So yeah, it's a nested zone, it's fresh. Maybe it'll go down lower, I don't know. But that's what I want to see. So yeah, these are my sentiments on Euro JPY. Let's move on to another pair. Right, now we are on USDZAR. Let's start simple. We have this break of the high right here. And we also have the market creating a new high here. So we know that in the long run, we are in the uptrend. So this break of a swing high should have been our confirmation that this is actually going to the upside in the long run, right? Now, because we had a break of structure, that means we also have this demand zone, right? Which I don't like because of the obvious reasons. Reasons being like the things that I look for in an area of supply and demand, right? An imbalance to start with. But yeah, that's what we see. That's where we are right now. So we have this low to break before we can say that prices continue to go to the upside. So for as long as this low is intact, then the uptrend is still valid, right? Let's go to a smaller time frame. So on the weekly, there's a couple of zones that I want us to note. Firstly is this zone over here. Why? It has broken through an opposing level of demand, has a strong departure. And if we get a consolidation away, right, which we have right here, if we can even get one strong bearish candlestick to retest this area, or maybe two, we can buy. You get what I mean? So that's the first zone, right? For me, how I make sense of what I'm seeing right now is that we had this induction going to a zone. So this induction was meant to lure people into selling, going into a institutional level. What was that institutional level, or where is that institutional level? It's this level right here, right? If you look at it, the market even came into the zone with a clean sweep. So it was clearly taking liquidity, right? If we take into account the higher time frame zone, this zone was actually nested within the monthly zone. So it is a valid zone, right? Now, that's the first thing that I'm seeing. The second thing that I'm seeing is that we have this area right here of liquidity. And for me personally, I want us to take out this high. So if, say for example, because we closed with a bullish candlestick right here, if the following week can be bullish and take out the zone, maybe I have a higher inclination to believing that maybe the zone will be valid, right? So that's what I see. So yeah, this is because it closed with a bearish candlestick. I do think that maybe they would be incentive to at least take out this liquidity before we reverse to the downside, right? But whatever happens, happens. For now, I'll have my limit order on this level because it's confirmed, and I take profit on this area of liquidity, right? If we zoom out, we do see that the market has incentive to go up in the long run because there's an opposing level of supply here. And obviously there are areas of liquidity before it, but I don't want to make my chart messy, right? So if we can catch this, I'm telling you. So yeah, this is what I see in the long run when it comes to USDZAR. Right, our final pair for the week will be USDCHF. As you can see, we're in a clear uptrend, right? We recently broke structure here, we went to an order block, and then went up. We have this, we have created this lower high, which has also taken out, a higher low, which has taken out this high right here, right? So as you can see, we have strong impulses going towards the upside, meaning we have incentive to come back into this level right here. So what I'm waiting for, especially in the coming week, is one level to consolidate away, like a rejection candlestick, and then an engulf, right? One place where I think we'll get that is either here, because there is liquidity over here, or this high right here, and maybe tap into the zone. I do not know. I do not know. And then this is what I see. Essentially, I expect the market to end up here, right? When it comes to that level, I do not know what will happen. I'll see. Also, we have equal highs over here. So the market definitely has incentive to come here and take out some of the orders. But what am I seeing on the lower time frame? If we go to the lower time frame, you'll see that there's liquidity over here. And then above that area of liquidity, we have this daily zone over here. So I'm going to attempt to take a risky setup, right? If we can tap into the zone and get a break of structure, then I'm selling. Signals will be sent in our premium group, right? But also remember, we can take out this area because it's not a high probability area. It's not nested within a higher time frame zone, making it a lower probability zone. And then we have areas of liquidity. Another high probability zone could be this one. So I'm only going to be trading the sell if I see a break towards the downside, like a very convincing one. And then we also have this. I know the last time I used the channel, it didn't really work out well. It was on CAD JPY, right? We have this channel over here. And it makes sense. I'm anticipating my third touch. So like I was saying, if I get a change of sentiment, especially on the 4-hour, then I have pretty much a lot of incentive to sell because of the space between, like if we get an entry from here, it's close to 600 pips, 580 pips, right? But yeah, this is what I see. These are my thoughts and sentiments for the month of May. If you stuck to this point and you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like this video because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching. To my returning subscribers, thank you for your support, and we'll see each other again soon. Peace.